LinkedIn followers and members. My name is Karina Martin. I'm a resident librarian at Texas State University Libraries, which is located in San Marcos, Texas. I'm completing my second year of my residency, and this is just a video post. I've been very inspired by taking part in a podcast. I was invited by Paul Cuomo from TDNet, who I met at ACRL 2025 conference in Minneapolis. So big, huge shout out to Paul Cuomo and TDNet. And if you want to check out that podcast, it is posted in my featured section in my LinkedIn profile. So Karina Martin, MLS. And it was so fun. It was so cool. I enjoyed it, my first podcast experience. And I thought, why not do a video about me? So this video is just about me. I know maybe you're curious, you have questions about me as a librarian, as a person, and the 5 questions are questions that I get asked a lot by librarians and LAS professionals, and I will be drawing those 5 questions, which is written on index cards in this wonderful hat, and I'm going to shuffle it, and I'll show you the questions, and I'll answer it to my best of my ability. And let's have fun. Are you ready? Let's go. So my first question is, I'm trying to get a fair shake. Shuffle. Okay. Okay, my first question is, ooh, this is a good one. What sparked your interest in cataloging? So, I love cataloging. I'm very detail oriented. I'm a problem solver. And I love, this sounds so nerdy of me, but I love data entry and creating something that is gonna be there and saved for life. And what I really like about cataloging is taking your time and sifting out the details. And I'm an educator, so I love to scaffold details and break it down and put it in different categories, and that's typically what metadata is and cataloging is. So what really what sparked my interest is the history of cataloging and the evolution, and that really stood out to me the most when I was in library school. So I attended Texas Women's University, and I can see how much it evolved from paper cataloging, card cataloging, to cataloging that's very inspired and influenced by AI. And AI is making a huge impact in cataloging. So I love cataloging I just love it. I just love sifting out details, and I'm a problem solver. So what really sparked me was the history and evolution, and it sounds very nerdy of it, but if you don't have appreciation and respect for the history of cataloging and evolution, then you don't enjoy cataloging. So, but that's what really attracted me and sparked my interest in cataloging. Okay, so the second question, I'm trying to get a shake. Okay, trying not to look. Okay, so my second question is, oh wow, what advice would you give to current LAS students, resident librarians, and early career librarians? For all librarians, network, network, network. I can't say it, I stress it more than anything. Connect, network, always. I have my LinkedIn profile, and since I joined months ago, I've been connecting with so many librarian professionals, and it's just that support and community. And also for LAS students, start early, really start early, looking for jobs, looking for networking opportunities. Don't wait till after you graduate from library school. Start now. Start looking in membership organizations, ACRL, LAA, SLA, which will be soon phased out, but other supported library organizations. And talk to your professors. They're the most knowledgeable when it comes to looking for positions and jobs and networking. And really look at listservs and LAA, ACRL, any library organization. Check out their listservs when it comes to job listings, and stay connected. Always stay connected. Rely on your peers, rely on your colleagues in the LAS field, because there will be your big support group, and it helped me tremendously. And early career librarians and resident librarians, never give up. My advice, never to give up. I know as libraries we're going through a very difficult time and just never give up. Always have that support group, because that matters the most. And I am so appreciative as a resident librarian to get that support group at Texas State University Libraries and via Lincoln and other tools that help with networking and connecting. So my advice to LAS students, current LAS students, resident librarians, and early career librarians is just to always connect, always network, because that will come a long way and be so beneficial throughout your careers. So the third question, and I'm trying to be fair about drawing. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. What are your career goals? So I had time in my residency to think about what I want to do in the future as a librarian. And I see myself working within cataloging metadata. So I see myself having a job title or job position that is related to or is cataloging and metadata librarian. I would love to stay in a university library or research university library, and I wanted to take that catalog and metadata experience and training from my residency and then take that forward to my future career. So my future career goals is focus on cataloging and metadata librarian in a university library or research library. In terms of location, I would love to work in the university library, research library, university library in the East Coast. So the fourth question is, okay. Ooh, this is a good one. What attracted you to apply for a library residency? I get asked this question a lot, and I had time to really think about this question. What really attracted me is the mentorship, which I needed. I have experience working in the public library, but I don't have no experience working in an academic library. So what a good way to do that is do a library residency. And I didn't know anything about library residencies until after I graduated from Texas Women's University in May 2022. So I learned about library residencies when I was not an LAS student. So I thought library residencies was just a way to be integrated, to be introduced to higher education, and to be introduced to academic librarianship, and to connect and start my years of a service. So I've spent a year applying for library residencies and have interviews, and I saw Texas State University Libraries. I applied for the library residency and went through the interview process, and then I'm selected. So I started my residency here at Texas State University Libraries at the end of July of 2023. So, and what I loved about library residency is this meaningful impact of mentorship, and I learn best through mentoring. Some people learned their skills and training through different learning methods and styles. I'm a kinesthetic learner, I'm more hands-on, and the mentoring part really helps me to understand, to learn what I want to focus on. And I'm currently being mentored by two librarians outside the Texas State University libraries. And one's a student success librarian who is Dominique Dozier, big shout out, at Santa Clara University Libraries. And I just ended my mentoring program with Kayla Whitehead, who is electronic resources librarian at Tulane University Libraries. So, and Kayla has experience in cataloging, and Dominique is focused on student success. So communicating through them, through mentoring, and these sessions would happen once a month, and I had questions, and they took their time out of their schedule to provide me mentoring, and it just really helpful. It helped me ease through my journey in my residency, and I cannot imagine not having a mentorship. I think if I didn't have a mentoring, then I would probably start having questions and doubts about, do I really want to stay in the career of librarianship? And the mentoring re-emphasized that this is where I want to be, this is where my career goals are. I want to stay and focus and remain working in an academic library. So mentoring to me is what really attracted me to the library residency. And I recommend current LIS students, early career librarians, and resident librarians to get mentoring, because without that, I think your residency experience and journey may not be as meaningful and beneficial. And one way of learning, training and learning and skills is through mentoring. So my last question is, this is a question I get asked a lot. What interested you in becoming a librarian? So my fascination with librarian started really, really young. I, as a high school student in Albuquerque, New Mexico, went to the library almost every day after school. Like when the 3:00 p.m. bell rings and school's done for the day, I would walk 2 blocks from the high school to my public library. And I didn't have a computer at the time. So I did most of my schoolwork, my homework, my projects in the library, because there's sources and computers and internet access, and why not use those resources? And I love the power of libraries being information centers. And so I owe my life to libraries, and I think libraries are cultural institutions, and they're so important in communities, and it made me think more about how libraries impact communities. And what really interested me were the service aspect. So the service engagement from librarians to a patron or patrons or a community. And I noticed this when I worked as a library page at a public library in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And at the time, my main responsibility was shelving books and materials on the shelves, but I noticed on the corner of my eye how librarians talk and engage with patrons. And that really stood out to me the most, is that joy, that happiness, that positive attitude of service and engaging with patrons and community. And also what stuck out to me the most in becoming a librarian is this action and emphasis on lifelong learning. So as a librarian, you have to keep up and keep current and stay current in your field. Depends what area of focus you're in. And this career, this profession emphasizes so much of lifelong learning. And I love the fact that while you're doing your responsibilities, while you're, following or working on projects, I love the time to take a part of my schedule and do some lifelong learning. So professional development, webinars, conferences, reading the current research about cataloging, trends about AI and cataloging. So I just love that emphasis of lifelong learning, and I think that's what keeps librarian science, library and information science or studies more current, more progressive. And that's what really attracted me, was the service engagement aspect and the lifelong learning aspect. So those are my 5 questions and answers. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope I answer the questions, and I hope it leaves you more curious. But check in more in my profile, and thank you for watching. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.